All right, the final is going to be played tomorrow at the San Memez Stadium that capacitates 53,289 people in Atletico Bilbao. That's where the game of football is obviously going to be played. Man United versus Tottenham Hotspur. UEFA Europa League final. You know what it's at stake for the club of Manchester United. We need to go ahead and win every part of that game and see to it that we obviously lift the trophy. So welcome to this channel. This is the United Matters channel, and we are here to obviously let you know what United is all about and Spurs as they prepare to play into the UEFA Europa League finale tomorrow. So for Manchester United, this is the traveling squad, right? Casemiro, Toby Collier, Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainoo, Mason Mount, Manuel Ugarte. Those are the midfielders. Forwards, Ahmad, Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, and Joshua Zirkzee. Those are the forwards. Goalkeepers, Atil Bayenda, Tom Heaton, Demort Me, Andre Onana. Defenders, Harry Amaz, Patrick, Dogu, Diego Dallo, John Evans, Tyler Fredrickson, Aiden Heaven, Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Mazarawi, Luke Shaw, and Lenioro. That is the squad of Man United that is obviously gonna be ready for the game of Spurs in Spain, and they've gonna hate really arrive in Spain, and they've gonna hate obviously what we call the they've gonna hate to do exactly what we call a warm-up on the pitch, and they just can't wait to see how things are really gonna be happening into the mix. So let's see Tottenham Hotspur and how they've gonna hate to see to it that they really look like as they went ahead to obviously send in their team. Obviously most of the players are really available, and the traveling squad is obviously full apart from a few players, and we've been told that Kingsley will make way for Vicario. Vicario was not even in the stages over the weekend because they're looking at this game. And Spurs keeper Son Heung-min started for the first time since recovering from foot injury and could keep his place. But the following are out. Kulusevski, James Maddison, Lucas Bavell, Timo Werner, and Radhu Dragsen are ruled out for today's or for tomorrow's encounter. And for Manchester United, obviously, we don't have Lisandro Martinez, who else is out? Lisandro Martinez is out, and I think the rest of the players are really available because Lenioro, Joshua Zirkzee, Diego Dallo have traveled with the club. Now, Lisandro Martinez and Matthias de Ligt, I think, are some of those that are really out of this beautiful game of football that is going to be played tomorrow at the San Memez Stadium. Now let's get into the probable starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. 11 that I believe can obviously win and beat against Spurs. So it's really going to be a very hard game, and I know very many people are really going to be looking at it and they'll be like, let's see who lifts it. In goal, Andre Onana, system of 3-4-2-1, and he is obviously going to be having a huge job to do. That is it. That is Andre Onana for you. Then on the right side of the three-man central defense, I would play Mazarawi in there for you because I know how good he is solidly and defending, because Spurs has a very good game build up and they really have that threatening front three. Johnson, Son Heung-min and Solanke, Richarlison is also there, so it's not gonna be an easy game. On the left side, I'll go with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is obviously one of those that you obviously look at. I know there is Aiden Heaven and very many others, but I'll give Luke Shaw a chance to play into this position tomorrow because of his experience and what he has gonna hit to do all along. At the center, Harry Maguire playing at the center of the three-man central defense. Obviously, he has been looking good, and I think the man who saved his career at Manchester United was Erik ten Hag. The moment he dethroned him off the captaincy of the club and was no longer the skipper of the club, he really went ahead to obviously play his best football at the club of Manchester United under Erik ten Hag and under Ruben Amorim. And that's why Ruben Amorim was like, we are obviously gonna extend or trigger the further option here on his contract in there. Then let's go to the right wing back. I think Amadi Diallo will be played as a right wing back in there for the club of Manchester United, and I've always going to let you know that he always looks good into that position always. Left wing back, it's really going to be Patrick Dogu. He has really shown us that he's really a very good player into that position. His crosses are really not yet accurate, but I think with time, when he gets used to the people he plays with up front, he'll obviously read them like what is it called? Read something like what? I've forgotten. He'll obviously read them like a book and then later put in the exact crosses. Double pivot, obviously, Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro are really gonna be into that double pivot. Over the weekend when you're playing, I think on Friday when United was playing, Casemiro started and then Ugarte came off the bench, and that means the manager knows exactly what Ugarte is obviously going to be doing. And I think Casemiro will be sitting into the stadium area and Ugarte will be played as a box-to-box midfielder. Alejandro Garnacho will be played as a right number 10, and Bruno Fernandes will be played as a left number 10 for this particular kind of game possible. And leading the line, it's really going to be Rasmus Højlund to lead the line. So that is my probable starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. I don't know how would you want your team to look. I'll say others say Lenny Yoro. I don't know his match fitness, so I cannot obviously come out and speculate whether he's ready to play some minutes. But I think it's better to obviously see him come off the bench because of how he really ended, because of how he was playing before he really went ahead to find himself injured. And Mason Mount, I think it's obviously he should be a bench player. That is it, because he had a lot coming off the bench. The other player that we should be talking about, Kobe Menu. All those are really good options. Joshua Zirkzee off the bench will be a good. Even Diego Dallo for me, I would obviously try to bring him on to play as a right wing back and maybe put Amadi Diallo up front to play as a right number 10. So I think the manager is obviously going to be having very many options to really look at into this encounter. For Spurs, Vicario in goal, Pedro Polo left back, Udogi left back, Romero and Van der Ven into the central defense. Sa, Besuma and Bentaku, midfield 3. Johnson right forward, left forward Song Heung-min, and Solanke is obviously going to be played as a center forward. So we'll be waiting to see how that pans out, but it's not going to be an easy game as some of you might obviously think. Hard game for the club of Manchester United. United has the pedigree, but I tell you what, Spurs can really shock the world if we don't really be very clinical and really defend very well. And by the way, the finals are most of the finals are won by teams that really defend well and really use their chances. That is it. First and foremost, into the head-to-head stats. The 2024-2025 UEFA Europa League final will be the 6th All-English major European final and the 3rd of those to involve Tottenham Hotspur after the 1971-1972 UEFA Cup final, won 3-2 on aggregate versus Wolves, and 2018-2019 UEFA Champions League final, Liverpool versus Spurs, and Liverpool beat Spurs by 2-0 to lift that trophy. Secondly, this will be the 4th UEFA Europa League final to be contested between two sides from the same nation after the 2011 Porto Sporting Lisbon that was won by Porto, 2012 Atletico Madrid 3-0 versus Atletico Madrid, and 2019 Chelsea beating Arsenal 4-1. Thirdly, Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United's only previous meeting in the major European competition came in 1963-1964 Cup Winners' Cup. Last 16 with the Red Devils progressing 4-3 on aggregate over 2 legs under Matt Busby. Right. Then, fourthly, Tottenham Hotspur have won all 3 of their meetings with Manchester United in all competitions so far this season. Twice in the Premier League, 3 away, 1-0 home, and once in the League Cup, 4-3 at home. The only opponent Spurs have ever won 4 times against in a single campaign were Man City in 1992-1993, while the only side to beat the Red Devils 4 times in a single season were Everton in 1985-1986. That is it. Fifthly, Man United are winless in the last 6 meetings with Tottenham Hotspur in all competitions. 2 draws, 2 losses, losing their last 3 in a row. The Red Devils have never gone 7 without a win against Spurs before, and have also never lost 4 successful matches against them. So those are the stats, and this really leads me to really getting you my prediction. 3-2 win for the club of Manchester United. That is it. I think goals are really going to be there in this game, because I know Spurs will open up. United will sit back and try to hit Spurs on the break. But Spurs is known for obviously creating very many chances, and I know that Ange Postecoglou will obviously put in a very huge shift altogether. So your thoughts onto my prediction are welcome in the comment section below. I've gone for United win, and that is a 3-2 win for the club of Manchester United and the UEFA Europa League. I don't know what your thoughts are about it. I'm waiting for your reactions into the comment section below, as very many players of United have returned, but their match fitness is really questioned or questionable. We out. See you when we see each other tomorrow, and we see how things will obviously pan out. But that club or that team arrived safely in Spain.